Listening to a radio, Ramadan radio, with me, Ali Kamal, the Muslim poet, 87.9 on your FM dial. We have a very special guest on the show today. He's a Raqi, and his name is Abu Nadeer. For those of you who don't know about Abu Nadeer, he has been performing Ruqya for over 20 years and treating and counseling people with various spiritual afflictions by the permission of Allah. He is highly experienced and a competent Raqi who is recognized by scholars in the field of Ruqya. Abu Nadeer, welcome to the show, my brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barakallahu feek.
Thank you for coming on the show today and blessing us with the knowledge that we need in the environment that we live in terms of spiritual illnesses that are prevalent day to day within the society, and people are actually oblivious to these things. So for those who don't know, what is a Raqi, Abu Nadeer?
A Raqi is somebody who treats people from elements of sicknesses that are very complicated to doctors and conventional medicine. So a Raqi is you turn to when you've gone to doctors, you've gone to all different aspects of treatment, but then you've come across a brick wall. So you look for something better, higher, something spiritual. That's what a Raqi does. But the Ruqya is always been there. But again, medicine's always been there too.
Right.
But Ruqya is for something that is complicated. So if somebody gets a migraine, take a paracetamol, and the migraine doesn't go away. Now, this is not saying that you go to a doctor first before you go to a Raqi first, or you don't Ruqya yourself. So everyone can be a Raqi. That's the thing. Everyone in their home can be their own Raqi. Okay, so there's no understanding. A Raqi is somebody who implements Ruqya on himself and others.
Okay, so what is the first steps to recovery when someone's been possessed by jinn or magic?
Well, you know, you've kind of rushed straight into it, jinn and magic. But Ruqya, it doesn't just cover jinn and magic or the evil eye. It covers all aspects of illnesses. Okay,
Right.
This is very important to establish, especially to listeners. This is a misconception that's happened. So let's say, for instance, you woke up with pain in your stomach. Okay? You know, from the Sunnah of the Prophet, you place your hand in the place of the pain, you make dua. This is Ruqya. Okay. You know, in the hadith of the Prophet, when you go somewhere to settle down. Let's say, for instance, you would go to a park or a field. Now, if you were to read the dua, like "A'udhu bi kalimati Allahi tammat min sharri ma khalaq," that you seek refuge in Allah in His perfect names that He's created, you are protected from that time until you leave. So this is a Ruqya too. This is a Ruqya for protection. So a Ruqya is not just for jinn or sihr or the evil eye. It's for all aspects, and it's to take away elements, and it's to protect as well. So this is really important to understand and to establish. So like I said, if you wake up pain in your head or migraine, most people, and let's be realistic, won't do Ruqya to themselves. They will take a paracetamol.
100%.
Okay. But the Muslim, the believer, the one who's close to Allah and is connected with Allah, and this is somebody who's really, you know, a high level of iman, really, and very spiritual, will do Ruqya to himself before he takes a paracetamol. Or he will take a paracetamol and the Ruqya to himself. You do both.
Do you blame them for that, or do you think it's just something that's been normalized? Like they're going to go for medicine?
Do I blame? No, it's because it's available. Medicine is available, so it's easily accessible. So that's what people will do. It's normal. Yeah.
There is a rumor that evil eye, some people say that, sorry to jump straight into that, some people say that it's not real. Clarify that for us. I personally believe it's real from what I've read from the books of the ulama and what the Prophet ﷺ said about it. But some people are of this opinion that it's not real, it's just hocus pocus kind of thing.
Well, if I said to you, Corona is not real, coronavirus is not real, it's just hocus pocus.
I believe it's real.
So no, I mean I know you believe it's real, but what I'm saying is that people can have rumors. We don't take notice of rumors. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions clearly in the Quran, وَإِن يَكَادُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَيَزْلِقُونَكَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الذِّكْرَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the people in Quraysh would go to a certain people that were known to give the evil eye. They were known to give the evil eye. And the Prophet was warned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Was warned by that these people will make you slip if they could, meaning slip, meaning death or illness. That's what it says. So all the scholars of Ahl-Sunnah Jama'ah believe that the evil eye is real and it has an effect and it can actually kill.
Subhanallah.
Okay, it's not,
you said
rumor. It's not rumor. Rumor is the superstition that goes around it. The superstition is that when I say rumor, I mean, like, let me give an example. Some people would say, oh no, well, yeah, we've heard about it, but we don't believe that. You know what I mean? It kind of like exists or that it's real. That's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's actually talk of the day. Some people believe in it, okay? Some people don't believe in it. Do you know what I mean? Well, some people. It's up to everyone. It's up to them if they want to believe in it or not. It's like saying, some people are Muslims and some people are not Muslims. We are Muslims and we believe in the Quran, what's mentioned in the Quran, and we believe what's come from the Prophet _sallam, and we surrender to that. If we don't understand it ourselves, then that's our problem. It's not a problem from the Quran or the Sunnah. It's our fault that we don't understand. Until we come across it ourselves and experience it, and then we believe it. This is not really a Muslim. A Muslim, as soon as he hears it from Allah and His Messenger, he says, I surrender. I believe it.
Yeah.
But details of it, he doesn't have to believe the details. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, you're a group of friends, and then one of your friends falls ill. And then, one person says, look, I don't think he's got the evil eye. He doesn't believe that person's got the evil eye, but he believes in the evil eye, that the evil eye is real and it does have an effect and it can kill, it can take a man to his grave, it can take a camel to its cooking pot and so on, as mentioned in hadith. He believes that. He doesn't believe in the small detail, i.e. that person is being affected with the evil eye. We can't argue with him in that aspect because he's not experienced. He doesn't understand. He doesn't have that experience to believe in it or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
What lies in the rumor? The rumor is actually the superstition that lays around it. That's the problem. The rumor, you mentioned the word rumor. The rumor is the superstition. The superstition on how to get rid of the evil eye. For instance, blue stone. I mean, who would believe, anyone with rational intellect would believe that a blue eye would protect you from the evil eye? That's what throws you off. That's what makes you not believe in the evil eye.
But you see, what you just said there was great, Abu Nadeer, because I've gone into people's houses, Abu Nadeer, and they've actually got that evil eye thing on a wall or on the back of a door or something like that. And they actually believe that thing is going to protect them. You see what I'm saying? They actually believe in that.
Yes. Yeah.
They won't pray, some of these people. They won't fast in Ramadan, but they'll go and buy that thing, put it on their door as if to say, hey, this is going to protect me.
This is a big problem. And this is unfortunately, what I don't want to say many Muslims because I don't want to put the Muslim Ummah down, but we're lacking an understanding of Tawheed. And this is why we actually suffer from these afflictions, because we are not understanding Tawheed or we're not studying Tawheed. I mean, like I heard one person say the other day that we are in great danger. The Ummah is in great danger. Why? Because we study all aspects of life.
Yeah.
Scientists, with doctors, with everything else. But when it comes to the deen, we don't study.
I agree. I agree.
This is our fault. We are the ones to blame for this.
So for the viewers that don't know what Tawheed is, Abu Nadeer, explain what Tawheed is, please, my brother.
So Tawheed is singling Allah Azza wa Jal, singling Him out as one deity and one Lord to be worshipped, that has perfect names and attributes to be worshipped and has no partners. Basically, every Muslim believes this. But when we say Tawheed and the word Tawheed, people say, oh, you're talking about Tawheed again. So it's basically getting close to Allah Azza wa Jal, knowing your Lord and knowing what your Lord wants from you and knowing what your Lord wants you to stay away from. Our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wants us to follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He wants us to follow his footsteps. Because if we ask every single person, they will all say, I love Allah.
Yeah.
But then what does Allah say? إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونِ فَاتَّبِعُونِ يُحِبِّبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. If you love Allah, then follow me, i.e. the Prophet ﷺ, then Allah will love you.
Yeah.
So this is the problem. We're not following the example of the Prophet ﷺ because he was the best man to walk on this earth and he was the best worshipper that ever worshipped Allah Azza wa Jal. So how are we not following the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ? You know, for example, he would protect himself from the evil eye. He was the Prophet ﷺ who had an important message to deliver.
Yeah.
What message do we have to deliver? What message do we have?
None.
That's going to save the whole, universe.
Yeah.
People are going to go into hellfire and people are going to go to paradise. Such an important message, but he still protected himself from the eye and was cautious from it.
Yeah, subhanallah. Sorry to touch. I mean, you just touched on the Prophet ﷺ protecting himself from the evil eye. I read somewhere a little while ago because there was a story of a brother that got afflicted, and then something came up, and I read that the Prophet ﷺ was afflicted by magic just from a hair, one of his hairs. Can you clarify that for me, please, brother?
So Lubayd bin Asam is the one who done the sihr. He was a Jewish man who was proficient in doing sihr. He got some of the Prophet's hair and a comb and a date palm tree, the male one, and then he made the potion basically. He made the potion and it was hidden in a well.
Right.
So the Prophet ﷺ, was suffering from magic for a long period of time. Some scholars say to the extent of 6 months. Okay? And he would believe that he spent time with his wives when he didn't. And subhanAllah, Aisha radiallahu anha would say to him, Ya Rasulullah, do you not have any interest in us?
Yeah.
So, after a period of time, the Prophet ﷺ, started to find out, because now his wife is, the mother of the believers is told him that something is not right.
Yeah.
So he listened to her advice. He made dua to Allah Azza wa Jal. And when he made dua, he made a long dua. Dua. And this is a big lesson to this, that he is the Prophet ﷺ. He made dua after dua. Okay, and like I said, he had an important message, but still he was afflicted.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind, this affliction did not affect his da'wah. So according to it didn't affect. The scholars say it didn't affect him, because some scholars deny the fact that he was affected by magic. Because if he was affected by magic, how can he call to the deen of Allah? Some scholars had brought this argument forward, but it was refuted by Ahl-Sunnah al-Jama'ah by saying it only affected him in his worldly life.
Okay.
So his relationship between his wife. So he used to get migraines, and so he would do hijama on his head, and until he made dua after dua, and Allah Azza wa Jal showed him in a dream what the problem was. So 2 angels came, one by his head, one by his feet, and one would say, what's wrong with this man, i.e. the Prophet ﷺ? And then the other would reply, he's been bewitched. And then the other one would say, who bewitched him? Then he would say, Lubayd bin Asam. What with? And then he would reply with the comb, the hair, and so on and so forth. And where is it? It's in the well, and so on. So the Prophet ﷺ, in one narration, he went, and narration, he sent the Sahaba. They went and retrieved it, destroyed it, or destroyed the well. And that's it. That was the end of that affliction. But there's another story where he was poisoned by a Jewish woman. She poisoned the Prophet ﷺ.
That was the one I think I read. And is it rumors that he nearly died from that?
A lot of Sahaba died from this.
Wow.
A lot of Sahaba died from this. He didn't die, and some Sahaba will stay alive. And there's a big lesson in this as well. People, sorry, let me just take this out of here. So a lot of people believe that you do ruqya and you must get cured straight away. And this is where the misconception again happens, that if you do ruqya once, that you should get cured. That's not the reality of it. So anyway, the Prophet ﷺ suffered from poison from this Jewish woman, and when she was asked why did you do it, she replied back that I wanted to know if that you are the Prophet ﷺ, if you are prophets or not. Unfortunately, lots of people, lots of Sahaba died, and he still suffered from that pain even at the time of his death.
Yeah, that's the one I read. Yeah, but the poison was still in his stomach or something like that. Is that correct?
Yes. And if you read the dua, the dua was saying, "Oh Allah, take away all the illness and leave nothing there." But it was still there. So, people must understand when you do ruqya, you don't expect everything. And we're not here to beat around the bush and tell you you're going to be 101%. You're going to be amazing, you're going to be flying. No, you do ruqya, you're going to see benefits, you are going to get better, but you must understand that this is a test, and this dunya you will be tested until you go to your grave. There's a big lesson in this hadith of the Prophet when he got poisoned.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for sharing that with us. And for the brothers and sisters who have been afflicted or going through the motions and stuff like that, just know that it's a test, and that maybe Allah's chosen you for this test, for you to be able to better yourself and for you to be a better Muslim. And you have to be patient, and you have to have sabr in these kind of situations, because like Brother Abu Nadeer said, it's not a 1 day, 2 day thing. Just because you've gone and got ruqya done, it doesn't mean that you're going to be cured straight away. Some people are cured straight away by the mercy of Allah, but others aren't. Sometimes it's ongoing. If it was ongoing for the Prophet ﷺ, then it might be ongoing for you, because we're just normal. We're not messengers or anything like that. So just know that if you're going through anything, inshallah, you have to be patient, and you have to have a lot of trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you have to really up your ibadah and all the things that you need to do according to the Qur'an and Sunnah that can, inshallah, make you better, because maybe Allah is testing you, and at the end of that test, you'll probably realize that it's probably a shifa for you and probably beneficial for you. Abu Nadeer, what kind of treatments are allowed in fighting ailments where people have been afflicted and stuff like that?
So this is a good question. So I call this seeking treatment with the correct means and measures. So people generally in the Muslim ummah don't understand this aspect, and this is the problem, because we're not studying Tawheed. So we're allowed to seek treatment as long as it does not contradict Tawheed and does not go against the teachings of Islam.
Right.
So people unfortunately think as long as you get better, it's okay. As long as you get better, it's okay. And plus, if it's a desperate situation, it's okay.
Right.
So they're thinking it's okay to go to a magician. It's okay to go to a soothsayer. It's okay to consult a charlatan or any of these people. It's okay because I'm desperate. I'm in a desperate situation. So unfortunately, this is totally wrong. You should not contact them even by phone or ask them any questions, because this is a leading in the path of shirk. A'udhu billah. What is allowed is anything that is halal. Anything that's halal. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not left anything except that He's directed to us what is good for us. Okay? So that answers your question, hopefully.
I read somewhere in your book that it was okay to go to the people of Ahl al-Kitab if you was afflicted, as long as they was going according to the Book of Allah. Explain that, because I was a bit baffled. I was like,
okay, but if you read the end of the chapter, the scholars say you should not go.
Okay, all right.
So this is the discussion between scholars, okay, Imam Malik and Shafi'i, and the statement of Abu Bakr. So they using that as a statement, as proof that you can have ruqya done by people of the book. So if we look at the people of the book, and plus, and even we look at the circumstance of Aisha and Abu Bakr and the Jewish lady that was doing ruqya to Aisha, we look at the circumstance that she was in their presence, not that she was in their presence. So Aisha was not in a Jewish land, for instance.
Right.
No one was in their presence. So she was in the presence of Abu Bakr. And he said, do it with the words of Allah, meaning do it with making sure there's no shirk involved. So it strengthens the conditions of what ruqya is. But I didn't think about this, and actually I just thought about it now as you asked this question, that she was in the presence of Abu Bakr, okay? And, in maybe Abu Bakr's home, because if Abu Bakr is there, it may be Abu Bakr's home. So there's no worry of shirk. There's no worry of shirk, because, she know that even Aisha radiallahu anha, would she say if she had shirk, she would stop her straight away. But Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he's emphasizing, do it with the Book of Allah. So that's the story. That is just the story of Ruqya. But then the scholars, they broke it down. Why is it allowed? Why did he allow it? Why didn't he stop her? It's because they're people of the book, and they justified it with evidences from from the usul of the deen.
Mm-hmm.
But in today's reality, we look at Ruqya from the Christians, or we don't really see the Jews, or if there is any, there's maybe one or two. There's a lot of shirk involved. They're actually calling upon Jesus or the cross or Mary, not calling upon Allah.
Right.
There is a lot of magic involved as well.
Yeah.
So, if we are concerned about Ruqya to the extent where even Raqis now, we have question marks against Raqis, not just the Muslims. These are Muslims.
Yeah.
And they call themselves Ahl Sunnah Jama'ah, but there's question marks on them, and we're wary of them, and we have to verify them. Then why would we even go to a Christian to have Ruqya done? So this is a wide practice in Egypt, unfortunately. They're doing mass Ruqyas in Egypt. Really sad, because people are desperate, and they go to Christian, Orthodox Christians in Egypt, and they're doing Ruqya to them. I haven't seen any. I've seen them doing it in Africa. I don't know if they're Muslims or not Muslims. You wouldn't be able to tell really, but I haven't seen. But I won't put it past them. They will try. And then you have to understand that the jinns will try to comply to make people believe that they're going to get shifat from these rabbis or Christian priests and so on and so forth. They might, and this is the problem. Some Muslims will believe, oh, the jinns will comply because it's a Christian jinn. And this happens. This actually happens in Asia as well. So you go to somebody who's a learned person, supposed to be a learned person, and a person will go to him, and he's afflicted with a jinn, for instance, and the jinn will be a Hindu jinn. So he would say to him, you need to go to a Hindu to have Ruqya done. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. Because what the Hindu would say to this individual, go and drink alcohol.
Oh, right.
Go and slaughter black goat. To them, it's not shirk. To them, this is part of their deen. Go and slaughter a black goat. And after you slaughter that black goat, throw it in the bush. Wash with the blood of the goat, or a black chicken or something like that.
The whole oil of
To them, that is part of their religion. To us, this is shirk. Remember, these people worship the jinn. They don't worship Allah. So the person who's supposed to be learned, they're sending them to people who are, causing them more harm. So answering your question, is it okay to go to Christians and so on and so forth? If you read to the end of the chapter, the scholars say no circumstance that you should go to a Christian to have Ruqya done.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Abu Nadeer, what is Kuda?
You mean Uda?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Uda. What is Uda?
So Uda is seeking. It means seeking refuge.
Okay.
So the Ruqya is actually Uda. Uda is like when we say قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. You're seeking refuge. So that's what Uda means. Ruqya means you're seeking refuge. And who is refuge in? You're like an asylum seeker. You're seeking asylum to Allah. You're going to Allah, running to Allah.
Okay, Uda. Because I read that in your book. I was like, what is this? I've never heard this Uda before. Thank you.
You read Falaq al-Nas?
Yeah, all the time, yeah.
That's what Uda is.
I know. Just now, I get it. I get it now. But I was like, what is Uda? Because I haven't actually word that word, but we read it every day, mashallah. Yeah. I want to touch a little bit on. There was a story of people going to people. They call themselves jinn catchers, and what is the dangers of going to people like this that say they're going to bring somebody else into the room? Because people need to know about this. Bring somebody else into the room, and then this guy's going to sit there, or this sister's going to sit there, and the jinn's going to come out of that person and go into that person. Is this permissible in the Qur'an and the Sunnah?
It is not permissible at all. Okay. Now, again, this is another misconception. Okay. This is like going to a Christian, going to a Hindu, and the jinn catchers are not going to like what I'm going to say. Oh, he's made takfir on us. No. All I'm saying to you is that unfortunately you've been misled. Okay, they've been misled. What happens, Ali? They've spoken to the jinn.
Right.
They've spoken to the jinn. And what the jinn has done has guided them to this understanding.
Right.
Now, none of these jinn catchers, and even if he wants to call himself a founder, whoever is the founder, because there's no founder, by the way. This is not new, by the way. This is something old. So jinn catching is not a new thing.
It's been happening. It's been happening for hundreds of years, right? It's been going on, right?
Since Ruqya is being available. Okay.
Right.
It's just now being given the Islamic kufi. Okay, the Islamic, you call it kufi. This is the hat. You call it
kufi. Yeah.
And it's been given a thobe and it's been given a beard.
Yeah.
But before that, it was magicians that were doing it. Okay. But now the Muslims are doing it. Now, let me give you a little, because I keep a record of the progress, how they've been progressing and how they've been moving on. Right. So first, the jinn catching starts off with, they perform Ruqya on you, right? And when they perform Ruqya on you, they will see how your jinn will react. Okay?
Wait 1 minute. Okay. When you say how your jinn will react, are you talking about Qareen, or are you talking about a person, jinn that's been present?
I haven't mentioned any Qareen.
Okay. Right.
So they will see how your jinn will react. If your jinn complies and leaves or dies or evaporates or anything, any positive outcome, then you're free to go. If he doesn't, then they're going to have to put a second measure. The second measure is to try to catch this jinn. Okay, and I'm overpassing the part where they talk and try to give dawah to them and so on. I'm not going to go into that because it's all, like I said, it's all hocus pocus.
Okay.
We go to the part where now they're going to try to catch the jinn. If the jinn does not want to leave the body, they're going to take it to another body, believing if they go to another body, he's restricted because he's not used to moving around the body.
Right.
I have not read any of their literature, by the way. I'm just telling you how it is, because this is not something that is new. It is very, very old.
Yeah.
The jinn say, this is what they say. The jinn speak like this. All right, watch.
Yeah.
So they believe that if he goes to another body, he can't move around easily because he's a stranger to that body. And now do whatever we want, i.e. the Raqi can now read on him and kill him. Right? Okay, so what they do to get him to another body is that, let's go back to step number one. Step number one is they read on you, see how you react. If your jinn is aggressive and does not comply, they will give him dawah until he becomes Muslim. When he can't do anything else, they'll tell the person who is ill, now you are somebody who's chosen, you are a chosen individual. Allah has chosen to help the ummah. And this is, they've told me themselves, this is, brothers, and they're terrified, by the way. They're terrified by the founder. They're terrified to expose the practice. They're very scared. So, and I've interviewed them, and I have, video coverage. So, what they say to them is that you've been chosen, and you can help the ummah, you can help your children, you can help your wife. So what the brother or the sister believe is that they're going to put up with this affliction and help other people that are possessed.
Right.
So now what happens is this person is, the poor person needs to be treated, but instead of being treated, he's been used as a vessel. Now, when he's being used as a vessel, is this all true? What's happening? Is it true? Or is it just a game that they're playing with them? And you can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, and the viewers can have an opinion, because all our opinions are valid. I.e., number one, is that the jinn that's possessed the person is still there, hasn't gone anywhere. The jinn that is in the other person has not left the body when they try to catch him into the other body, and have agreed amongst themselves to play this trick. And when they don't comply, what does the Raqi say? Oh, you need to read Surah Al-Baqarah. You need to oil yourself. So they punish them with the Ruqya that is legal until they comply with the theory that they want them to go with. Do you understand? It's like saying to somebody a jinn that's possessing a human being, why did you enter the body? And then he says, I've entered in through the evil eye. No, you lied. Why did you enter the body? And then I'll read Qur'an. Okay. I've entered through magic. He told me in the beginning, entered through the evil eye. He might have been telling me the truth. He might be lying. But if he was telling me the truth and I still insisted, what is he going to say to me? He's going to say to me, I answered him through magic, because he's going to tell me what I want to hear. But what we must understand from this whole shambles is that whenever the jinns come across human beings, it is in the Quran, it is to mislead them. They're not there to guide you. The jinns are not there to guide you to what is right and what's good for you. They're there to misguide you. So whenever there is a presence of shayateen, they're there to misguide you. You might not see it there, but they're there to misguide you.
SubhanAllah. It's true. It's very, very true. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, mashallah.
How has it evolved? Now, jinn catchers, now what they ask you is for your picture.
Huh?
Send them your picture, and they say, I can catch your jinn for you.
La hawla wa la
So this is the kind of, and it will carry on and it will carry on, because it's like footsteps of shaitan. It's taking them further and further away until they fall into a hole of shirk.
It's good that we're talking about this. You know why, Abu Nadeer? Because there's some people that are very daif and they will believe anything that somebody says because, you know, they're desperate and, you know, they want to get treated, and, you know, the person looks religious, you know, and, you know, they read a bit of Arabic and stuff like that, and, you know, they know how to do a bit of Ruqya, and, you know, people can fall into that trap and be like, you know, we're going to go with this person. Do you know what I mean? And there's many that are doing that today. So it's very important to clarify these facts, because a lot of people will just, you know, pick up a phone number or go on the internet, find somebody, not read through them properly in terms of the Qur'an and Sunnah and know what it's about, and believe that that's the way to go, and they'll just go with it. Do you know what I mean? And then they'll end up with more complications and more problems than they ever had in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? You know, just like offerings, you know, there was, you know, people make offerings thinking that it's okay. You know, maybe you can explain that. They make offerings thinking that offerings is okay and that everything's going to be fine once you make a deal, you know, like these jinn catchers do, make a deal with the jinn and everything's going to be okay and you're going to get rewarded, or, you know, you're going to be fine. And then later on, years down the line, they don't realize it affects their whole family, and it just spirals out of control, you know? Can you clarify on that?
Okay, so it's good you mentioned that. Now, there's loads of different stories I can tell you, but I'll try to stay away from stories and try to tell you some important information. Right?
Brilliant. Okay.
From my experience, and this is, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm going to mention Sheikh Khalid now. Sheikh Khalid, may Allah reward him, came to the UK. And I'm just telling you that little story to build up to what your question is. Sheikh Khalid came to the UK, and I didn't know he came to the UK. I didn't have any knowledge that he came to the UK. What happened was, I was treating a brother, and as I was treating him for about 6 months, and it was a big case. It was a big case. So after a while, he traveled to Manchester. When he traveled to Manchester, he started to give dawah to people. He was giving dawah to people, showing them how to break their ta'weezes. He was, you know, going to people's house, breaking, you know, he was like, you know, really eager to help people to, you know, ta'weez and give the proper dawah of tawheed. So these people that he was helping, these individuals, they were, you know, business owners. They were very well off. They asked me, you know, is there anyone better than you? And I said, of course, there's somebody better than me. They said to me, who is it? I said, Sheikh Khalid. And at this time, I have not met Sheikh Khalid.
For those who don't know who Sheikh Khalid is, can you just like explain who Sheikh Khalid is?
So Sheikh Khalid, may Allah reward him.
Ameen.
Is an Imam and Khatib of Masjid Sulaiman in Jeddah. I hope I got that right. And he's been given da'wah in different countries. He's been doing courses on the subject of Ruqya. He's been given like tazkiyah from scholars, like to go to Albania to teach people Tawheed, to teach them Ruqya and how to fight these complicated issues. Many students around the world. He's traveled around. So that's Sheikh Khalid, and he's got an ambition. He's got an ambition that, which is the same belief that I have. It's almost similar to the ambition of Wahid Absan Bari, that he wanted every household to have a Raqi in there, every household to have somebody that can perform Ruqya proficiently.
MashaAllah.
The way we've kind of evolved from that, from what Wahid Absan Bari has, where he's left off, we've evolved to, my vision was that we see Chinese therapists, you know, every high street, you know, Chinese therapy, Chinese medicine, Chinese. We should have Islamic medicine, you know, because this is the type of dawah people need. And why don't we have this? You know, we are rich in this. We have the answers to a lot of questions that people need answers to.
Yep.
So, you know, like for instance, mental hospitals, they should have a section where there's a Muslim person there that knows how to deal with these afflictions and advise doctors. We believe it's needed.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's our ambition, but we haven't lifted off to that extent yet. We're still in our homes. Everyone's in their home doing their ruqyah. Everyone has to do that.
Inshallah, we will get there, definitely. So when you said Sheikh Khalid, it's Sheikh Khalid Al-Hibshi, for those who doesn't know, right?
Sheikh Khalid Al-Hibshi, that's his
name. Hibshi, sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, I said to them, it's Sheikh Khalid. So they went to Medina. They went to Saudi to look for him. When they went to ask about him, they found that he was in the UK. He was invited to do a conference in university by family, and was somewhere in Slough or Southall, somewhere in them areas. So when they came back looking for him, they informed me that the sheikh that he spoke about is in the UK. So I went there to see, you know, he was doing, I met him, salams. It was just, you know, we just bonded straight away. And I straight away told him how I'm doing ruqyah. Straight away, like, this is how I'm practicing. And he was very surprised that somebody in the UK has this information, like all the different supplements that I'm using, the oils. So he came, and alhamdulillah, he took away lots of different misconceptions away. And one of them was, and this is going back to what your question is, that magic and evil eye and jinn possession. So the majority of people, when they pick up the book, and everyone's most really, whoever is Iraqi today, is most really picked up the book of Wahid Al-Bari. And the book is, there's, you know, maybe, yeah, there's two books. There's one, The Sword Against Magic, and there's the other one, Protection from the Jinn.
Can you just say the name of the book again slowly?
The book, the writer is Wahid Al-Bari. Okay. So anyway, a lot of Iraqis have read that book, okay? And in that book, there is some issues in that book, and the issues are talking to the jinn.
Right.
Issues there, talking to the jinn and taking what they've said as a given. Now, Sheikh Wahid Al-Bari is a scholar. He's not just anyone, okay? So we have to kind of understand that. So the reader of the book, when he's just copying what Wahid Al-Bari done, or it's not the same. This is a scholar. You're just somebody who just picked up a book and you're reading it and you're trying to implement what he said. It's not going to be the same. You are going to get misled. So anyway, these are the books that I had myself, and I tried to follow exactly what was in that, to stick to the Qur'an and Sunnah. What is apparent, the majority of the book is talking about magic, and only a little bit is talking about evil eye. So in your mind, what do you say? You say the majority of afflictions are magic, and the evil eye is very small because of the size of the book. And that's what happened. That's what happened in the ummah. That the majority of people, I'm not saying in the Arab world, I'm talking about in the UK and the Western world. The majority of people say, I have magic done to me. I have magic done to me. And the problem is not that. The problem is the evil eye. And then what happens? The people, they contact magicians and actually have magic done to them
without even knowing.
So that's where they say, you know, do a slaughtering, hang a taweez, bang some nails in the corner of your room, and so on and so forth. Then they have magic done to them. Then they're being bewitched. Right?
They say things like, give us your mother's maiden name and all that kind of stuff, write it down on a piece of paper.
Yes. So generally people are affected by the evil eye. And like if we followed the Sunnah, we have the cure for the evil eye already.
100%.
It's already 100%. There. As soon as you follow the evil eye, as soon as you get full up with the evil eye, you do ruqyah to yourself. We have, precautions and measures to get rid of the evil eye, where we don't have to contact anyone. But what happens? You get afflicted by the evil eye, then it stays in your body, then it becomes another problem, and then it evolves to another problem. Then you contact somebody who claims to have knowledge of the subject, and then they end up doing magic to you because they use jinn. And then you get possessed, and then now you're going around in circles.
How long is it? how important is it, thank you for touching on it, how important is it for people who have been afflicted not to go to these people that I see in train stations where he calls himself Dr. Muhammad or Dr. Omar, and he's got a number written on a piece of paper or he's in a magazine? How is it important is it for people not to go to these kind of people? Can you clarify? Because some people are very naive and don't understand, and they will just go to these people, pay the money, give them their mother's maiden name, give them a bit of their clothing, and they'll say to you, we're going to cure you by the Qur'an, and they write things down, they give them something to drink, they give them some oil to rub on their body, which is all shirk. How important is it for them not to go to these people?
If you see these people, run from them, because they actually, I don't want to say they have special powers. I don't want to say they have special powers, but these people are themselves possessed and they've been helped by the devils.
By the jinns, yeah.
So if you do see them, but they do approach you, read Ayatul Kursi. Protect yourself straight away. Read Ayatul Kursi. Even if you're not praying, and some brothers and sisters, if you're not praying, you know you must pray. Okay, and I'm only saying this because this is a reality of some people. Even if you're not praying, read Ayatul Kursi and run back to Allah, because this person has seen you and has seen you as praying.
Okay.
I can tell you some nightmare stories. Nightmare stories where an individual was walking home. Okay, I think she was 17 years old, and then this person approaches her and says, "You have a problem," and he grabs her.
How to be there? And
then he tells her what her problem is, and then she looks at him and she's startled. Then he grabs her hand and he puts a paper inside her hand and says, "Take this." And it's his phone number.
It's what, sorry?
His phone number.
SubhanAllah.
After she started, she believes that he's got some special power. She's startled. Then she goes home, she phones him, and he tells her more. He gives her more information of the unseen. Now she believes everything he says. Then he asks her to bring all the gold, all her mother's gold, and to book a hotel. And then he takes all the gold, violates her, and leaves her for nothing. This is just one story.
Brother, I mean, back in the day, I've had people stop me at train stations and say to me, "Oh, I wanna talk to you. You know, I don't want to say what continent they're from, but they said, I want to talk to you. I can benefit you." And I didn't have much knowledge back then. Even then, I'm stubborn. Even then, I was like, I'm not talking to you. I've got God at the end of the day. What am I talking to you for? You can't do nothing for me, you know. But some people are not like that. They're very gullible, you know. They want their hand read, you know. They want to find out their future, you know, all this kind of thing. And that's a lot of the Muslims in the world. Some of them are very gullible, you know. They're very naive, you know. They want, oh, maybe this person can tell me that I'm going to get money next week, or you know, I've got a problem in my house. Maybe they can resolve it for me and stuff like this. And just clarify for the viewers. In terms of like ta'weezes and sorcery, how bad is this situation in the UK without making anybody really scared? How bad is it? Because you're at the forefront of this you know, afflictions and being a Raqi. How bad is it?
Alhamdulillah, there's a big improvement. There's a big improvement. Okay. There's, you know, mashallah, now people, when they come and I see them or they have contact with people, they say that we've seen videos, alhamdulillah, all the brothers that are mashallah on the dawah of this subject, there's a big change. But the problem, we're still having a problem of the understanding of Tawheed. Now they know that ta'weezes are wrong, but they don't know that the subject of Tawheed, i.e. they need to get closer and closer to Allah, i.e. just pray 5 times a day. They don't know that they think it's okay not to pray. They still think they're Muslim. They think they're Muslim just because their name is Muhammad or Fatima and so on and so forth. No. The first thing you're going to be asked on the day of judgment is your prayer.
Salah, yeah.
The first thing, and that's why I mentioned the importance of Tawheed, and in the second chapter, the importance of the prayer, because I'm actually speaking from experience. Alhamdulillah, now ta'weezes, everyone knows that these are no good. Okay, many people know they're not good, and they've been destroying them. Alhamdulillah, many people have, you know, contacted us and said that they've destroyed their ta'weez. I mean, you know what's funny? I never asked anyone to send me their ta'weezes, right? And I was learning how to use a camera, learning, you know, how to vlog and all this stuff. So I've watched some, you know, non-Muslims, how do they do it? Because it's the only ones that are available. So they show themselves on camera getting presents from you know, from viewers. They get presents from viewers. So they get presents and they get sweets. They get this, they get that. I started to do some vlogging. So I'm vlogging and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is going to happen to me as well. I don't know. And I'm going to vlog it. Then I get the package comes in and it's a box of ta'weez.
Allahu Akbar.
Books of ta'weez. Alhamdulillah, it's good for the person who sent them because now they don't have them in their possession. But now I've got like bags and bags of ta'weez. And the whole point of me doing a video is you destroy yourselves at home. Don't worry about it. So, alhamdulillah, a lot of people are destroying their ta'weez, which is good.
MashaAllah.
And the issue is that that people who have the message has not reached to them, will think it's okay. So people that haven't reached to them are people who don't pray,
right?
Who listen to Islamic lectures, people that just call themselves Muslim, you know, just by name. That message has not reached them. They still think wearing the blue eye is okay. These people think it's okay not to wear hijab. These people think it's okay to wear tight clothes. These are people who call themselves Muslim on social media. They say, I'm a Muslim. Oh, there's a name they use, you know. I don't know what name there's.
Influencers, that one.
Not influencers, no, Muslimi. They say Muslim as in a funny, it sounds funny anyway, the way they say I'm a Muslim. I'm Muslim. Okay. Anyway, so these people, the message needs to get to them. Not influencers, I'm talking about general public that call themselves Muslims when they're not.
Okay.
They're the ones that are still in danger.
Yeah, I think they think they're saved already because, like you said, they've got the name Muhammad or Aisha or Abu Bakr. They think, oh, everything is fine. Brothers, for those who don't know about jinn possession, what are the different types of jinn that people can be affected by?
Okay, a person could be affected by different types of jinn. Okay, to make you understand. Oh, it's a complicated.
In a nutshell, small nutshell. Just in a small nutshell.
Your question was what types of jinns possess people.
Yeah,
and that's a kind of complicated question to answer for people.
Okay.
Like what types of jinns are there? There's the ones that fly. There's the ones that swim. There's that one.
Swim.
There's ones that that slither on the earth. There's ones that travel and travel and stop and rest. These are different types that are mentioned in the Qur'an and Sunnah. Jinns, okay. I like to give a comparison, just like human beings. We have different races, different tribes, different nations, and so on and so forth. The jinns are like that. They are different religions. They are Muslims. They are Christians. They're Jews. They're Hindus. They're Buddhists. They're Sikhs, and so on and so forth. They're straight out devils. Mischievous ones. There's ones that can fall in love with you. There's ones that just want to rape you. There's ones that are gay. There's ones that are, all different types. Possessed by any one of those ones I've just mentioned.
SubhanAllah.
Possessed by an aggressive jinn. You can be possessed by a weak jinn. You can be possessed by a powerful jinn, and so on and so forth. And you can have different personalities of jinns. So just, a jinn himself can have a personality disorder, for instance. A jinn.
Say that again, sorry?
Just a jinn. One jinn can have a problem himself. He can have a psychological problem.
Oh, right.
I'm trying to be funny. By one jinn himself having a problem, having like a trauma in his life. Just like us human beings.
I know. I mean, for people who don't know about this kind of thing, they're gonna find that strange because when people are possessed, when people see it, they don't believe it. They think that the person's acting. I've heard stories that I've seen people say stuff like that the person's acting and it's not real and that they're mentally ill and it's all a game. It's not. It's actually real what they're going through. But a lot of people don't believe that.
This is the reason why I record my videos. Okay, and this is the reason why I put videos up on YouTube is because I'm actually, when I started, it was a story I was narrating through my videos. It was a story like, if you watch it from the beginning to the end, and some people actually, mashallah, very clever. They said, I've watched all your videos and I understand what your message is. They understand the message. Some people don't understand the message. That jinn possession is real. And the only way out of this problem is turning back to Allah Azza wa Jal. I mean, these people that people say they're acting, I mean, how am I going to get them to act like that? Now,
And the funny thing is, I actually watched it on an Instagram thing, and some are actually Muslim that were saying this, and I was flabbergasted, to be honest with you, absolutely flabbergasted, because absolutely no understanding or no iman at all. One of the things I wanted to ask you was, what is the importance of sidr leaves and senna leaves when someone is afflicted?
They're just medicine. I mean, how important they are they? I mean, the scholars have mentioned they're good for somebody who is affected by magic, i.e. sidr, a man to wash with them, sidr. But there are many other herbs that's not just sidr.
Yeah.
To detox the body, okay, to detox the body, but it must be mixed with fennel. So senna and senut is fennel and senna, not just senna by itself. That's what's mentioned in the hadith. There's another herb called Qist al-Hindi, which is mentioned. Habba soda is mentioned. These are all very good to use. So what was the question before? I didn't finish the answer. What was the question before that?
Can't remember. What were you talking about? I think it was it slipped my mind now. Actually, it slipped my mind. Abu Nadeer, it's been like amazing having you on the show. We're gonna have to come back and do a part 2 because we've only got an hour, and like there's so much to talk about on this topic, and we only touched on a few things. Is there anything you would like to tell the viewers or anybody that's going through stuff in terms of Ruqyah? Also, brothers and sisters, Abu Nadeer's got a book out at the moment called the Handbook of Ruqyah. You have to go and get it. It's on Amazon, so please go and buy it. It gives you all the information you need on day-to-day Ruqyah, mashallah, in helping yourself, inshallah, because we have to help ourselves in these kind of situations, inshallah. So please go out there and buy it.
Okay, so the reason why I wrote that book is because the Ruqyah handbook that I spoke about on my YouTube is not available anymore. So and when I spoke about the Ruqyah handbook, the one that was out on the market, it's very small and leaves a lot of things out. A lot of things are not spoken about, like getting Ruqyah done by someone, not getting Ruqyah done by someone, what are the conditions, can you do it, can you not? Because this is a very important subject. I know we need to go, but it's a very important, because what happens is some people receive this message, and instead of getting Ruqyah done by someone, they go to a magician because they think, oh, it's not allowed. They say it's not allowed. So we're not going to go. We're going to go to these people because they don't really have a problem. So they go to charlatans instead of going to somebody who's going to give them da'wah and call them back to Tawheed. They go to people. So I've mentioned the conditions. When is it allowed to go to have Ruqyah done, and what the scholars have said. And why is it better to do Ruqyah to yourself, and what the scholars have said. So I've kind of tackled these issues, and I've got a whole chapter on questions and answers for misconceptions that people might reach them. And inshallah.
And brothers and sisters, that's all in the book. Abu Nadeer, it's been amazing having you on Radio Ramadan today. 87.9 on FM dial with me, Ali Kamar, the Muslim poet. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to come back and do a part 2. May Allah bless you for the information and the dawah that you're giving everybody in terms of Ruqyah and everything that you're doing. Have a blessed Ramadan. I'll catch up with you soon, inshallah. I'm going to buy a copy of the book. I'm going to tell the brothers and sisters to buy a copy of the book. And we're going to do a part 2, inshallah. May Allah reward you and may He bless you in this holy month of Ramadan.
Take care, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.